Ben Ziegderman from BGR stated on December 13, 2013, that Alexander Graham Bell, the creator of the telephone, spoke the first words into a phone on March 10, 1876.
Mr. Watson, come here. I wanted to see you.
These first words mark the beginning of an era that would continue to change and shape our lives for decades to come. There are some people who claim to have been the true inventor of the phone, such as Alicia Gray, Antonio Meucci, and Innocenzo Manzetti. But Bell was given the first patent, thus it is common that he be referred to as the true inventor. This invention helped change the lives of millions of people as it greatly sped up communication, allowing people to connect with others in real time rather than sending letters or other slower methods of communication.
There were many developments of the telephone since Graham's first invention. There was a rotary phone, which was developed in the early 1900s and stayed popular until a push-button phone was created and gained popularity in the 60s and 70s. The push-button phone allowed for more accuracy than the previous phones. Rather than having to call an operator, you were able to call your appropriate person directly.
Wow, that's so interesting, Gabby. Now what happens if people wanted to leave a message? When was the answering machine invented?
Oh, I know. The answering machine became popular in the 60s, and during this time the messages were recorded on cassettes, which were eventually replaced in the past 15 years with digital recording tapes.
It's crazy to think about how all this stuff is getting replaced by cell phones. Richard Goodwin from Know Your Mobile gave us a quick rundown on April 16, 2015. The first cell phone was developed by Martin Cooper, a senior engineer at Motorola, on April 3, 1973. This phone weighed nearly 2.5 pounds and was bigger than his head. Later in 1983, the Dynatac, the first commercial cell phone, was put on the market at a hefty price of $4,000.
Yeah, it wasn't until the late 90s or so that mobile phones became popular to the average consumer. Companies such as Nokia and BlackBerry were creating much smaller, more cost-friendly devices that you and I could use.
In 2012, History.com wrote an article all about the iPhone and how it shaped our lives.
Yeah, it was quite an interesting read. 2007 was a big year of innovation with Steve Jobs' invention of the iPhone. This was where mobile phones really began to change the game for our society.
The phone debuted with a touchscreen mobile phone with an iPod, camera, and ability to browse the web, among other very user-friendly apps. Time magazine, in fact, ended up naming the phone Invention of the Year.
Wow, Nita, that's so impressive. If it weren't for this great invention, Apple may have never become the absolute superpower that it is today. These phones have now become an essential part of our lives and have changed society forever.
You used to call me on my cell phone, late night when you need my love. Call me on my cell phone.
So how exactly do these phones relate to the ITP triad? Well, the phones are a piece of technology to connect people. They help us communicate, navigate, and other such basic necessities that people need in their day-to-day lives. Today, we'll walk around with our friend Nina as she does her daily activities.
Today I need to go to the creamery to meet my friend Mallory, but I can't seem to remember how to get there. Luckily I have my nifty iPhone with Google Maps already downloaded. Oh, I found it. Thanks, technology. Hey, Mallory, so excited for ice cream. What flavor are you gonna get?
Girl, I don't know yet. I'm still deciding.
Hey, let's take a Snapchat with our ice cream and send it to Gabby.
That's a great idea.
Despite all of the benefits that technology provides us through Snapchat and Instagram and other such social media platforms, those old geezers still try to bash us for it. They claim that technology like Twitter and text messages are making us isolated and dependent on our phones. But this is not completely true. According to Matthew Pittman and Brandon Reich, authors of Computers and Human Behavior, apps such as Snapchat and FaceTime are actually making us less lonely and giving us more intimacy than we ever had before. Now families and friends can stay connected no matter the distance.